Welcome to the Operation Smooth podcast. This is Smooth, New York Jets fan since 1982. And today we are going to talk about the second chapter of the Geno Smith saga. As all Jets fans already know by now, Geno Smith, after a 9 year absence, will return to the New York Jets. He was traded to the New York Jets by the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to get a 2026 sixth round pick. The Jets are going to get Geno Smith and a 2026 seventh rounder. So basically, the New York Jets are sending to the Las Vegas Raiders a pack of black and milds in exchange for Geno Smith and a box of Huggies, basically. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal with the whole Geno Smith thing, and this is just my opinion. I'm not expecting much from Geno Smith. I'm really expecting the Jets to solidify the left guard position, and personally, I think they should just run the ball 30 to 40 times a game on offense, and then basically rely on the new defense. There really was not much. This is where I think I get a little. I think New York Jets fans are a little bit unrealistic. A lot of people are upset that the Jets signed Geno Smith, and I can kind of understand because of everything that transpired back in his first tenure, which was obviously a very long time ago. He did have a couple of decent moments. There was the Monday night game in 2012 or 2013 against the Falcons. He actually really balled out in that game. There was a couple of bright spots in there, but things didn't work out. Then you had the thing where his teammate punched him over the $600, and quite frankly, it wasn't meant to be. And it took Geno Smith a long time to become basically a competent NFL quarterback. With that being said, he did have a few decent seasons in Seattle. But I'll say this: the free agent market for a new quarterback. I mean, look, you got Geno Smith, you had Geno Smith, you had Kyler Murray, which thank God that the Jets did not sign Kyler Murray. I made a video about that a couple of days ago. Thank you, Lord. Anybody except Kyler Murray. But you had him, you had Kirk Cousins, you had the rumors about Derek Carr coming out of retirement. You had the possibility of a trade for Mac Jones, uh, Jacoby Brissett, Tua Tagovailoa, Malik Willis, which Malik Willis was probably, I think, would have been the best option. But when the Dolphins released Tua, they hopped on board and they got Malik Willis, so they got their quarterback of the future. But if we're really being honest, obviously the Jets are probably going to draft a quarterback maybe in the second round this year, or, well, of course, everybody's hoping for a franchise quarterback in the 2027 draft, specifically Arch Manning. I know Dante Moore is gonna, stay at Oregon. There were rumors that the Jets were gonna draft him this year. We'll see what happens with him after the season. But listen, the 2027 draft, it's really about Arch Manning. That's who the Jets really want. With that being said, because Justin Fields did not play as well as Jets fans would have hoped, we have the situation where we're needing a bridge quarterback. And quite frankly, whoever the Jets would have signed, whether it had been Geno Smith, whether the Jets would have got Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins or Jacoby Brissett or Mac Jones or whoever, or even if they drafted Ty Simpson in this year's draft and started him off the jump, any decision that Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn would have made was wrong, which is understandable because there really is no star quarterback in the free agent market this year. And that is just the reality. The Jets basically, at the quarterback position, are having to pick from the scrap heap. It is what it is, and it's just the reality. And then knowing the New York Jets, because they are the New York Jets, look, this year's quarterback free agent class could have had prime Joe Montana, prime Jim Kelly, prime Warren Moon, prime Dan Marino, prime Joe Montana, prime Tom Brady, prime Johnny Unitas, prime Andrew Luck, and knowing the Jets, they would have still signed Geno Smith because it's the New York Jets, and that's what the New York Jets do. So it was a lose-lose situation this year as far as getting a free agent quarterback for this 2026 season. The Jets may still draft Ty Simpson. I think with Geno Smith getting traded today, probably not. Still rumors that the Jets are going to still sign Carson Wentz anyway. So you've got basically a couple of old geezers that are going to be fighting for the top for the starting Jets quarterback position. Then of course you've got Brady Cook, who's shown that he's not an NFL quarterback. You got Bailey Zapp, who the Jets signed late last season from Kansas City. I'm sorry, but there's really not any legitimate quarterback option. Like I said, hey, prime Warren Moon and prime Dan Fouts and all that. Still, the Jets would have found a way to screw it up anyway and sign Geno Smith or trade for Geno Smith, I should say. So you know what it is? It is what it is. What the Jets need to do on offense. In fairness to Geno Smith, though, he didn't have Garrett Wilson the first time around he was with the Jets, and he did not have Brees Hall. So he is going to have more weapons this time around on offense. He's definitely going to have a better offensive line overall this time around. Hopefully, the Jets will get the left guard position shorn up. But the Jets have got a good, young, solid offensive line at the other four positions. You've got Mason Taylor, who is an emerging tight end as well. We'll see what happens with the second wide receiver slot, whether it's going to be the rumors of Brian Thomas possibly coming to the Jets via trade from Jacksonville, or if the Jets draft Makai Lemon, which is what I think the Jets are going to do with the 16th pick in the 2026 draft. But if we're keeping it real, nobody that the Jets would have brought in as quarterback for 2026 is is going to be something to really get excited about. So maybe Geno Smith is probably the least of the two evils. He does have experience, obviously, playing in New York, realizes that things did not end the way he wanted it to have ended. So I'm sure in that aspect, Geno Smith will be motivated to redeem himself. And I mean, look, he's got every right to. So he's in New York now. But we got a chance, and hopefully he'll be able to find the redemption that let's be honest, Sam Darnold was able to find, even though Sam Darnold found it with the Seattle Seahawks and was able to win the Super Bowl this year with the Seattle Seahawks. Much love to Sam Darnold. Also on the free agency front, there is some other news. The Jets. Let me give me just a second. Let me take a look because the Jets signed one of the starting one of the starting cornerbacks for the Chicago Bears. Give me just a second. They got Nashawn Wright, 27-year-old
You gotta watch out. Anything could
cornerback
happen.
out of Oregon State. He's been with the Bears, I believe. Let's see how many years has he been in the league. Uh, he played last season for the Bears. He he started off with the Dallas Cowboys from 2021 to 2024. Spent one season after that with Minnesota. Last year with the Bears, had his best season last season with the Bears. But as a free agent, signed with the Jets. 6'4", 199 pounds. So look, you don't find 6'4" corners. They don't grow on trees. So he's very physical. Had 5 interceptions, 11 pass deflections, two forced fumbles, 54 solo tackles. So Unlike Sauce Gardner, looks like this young man is not afraid to get in there and stick his helmet to the quarterback or to the running back or to the tight end. So I think with this free agent signing, I'm going to just say this right now. Brandon Stevens is on the clock. This is a warning to Brandon Stevens. Hey, bro, you're about to lose your job. And of course, Nashawn Wright playing on a 1 year contract. He's trying to get a long term deal. So he's going to play his behind off. Um, I don't see this necessarily as a threat to Azari Thomas. I think this is more of a message to Brandon Stevens. Hey, you're going to really have to improve in 2026. Otherwise, also some sad news, a sad day in Jets history. Matt Snell, number 41, uh, the fullback who was the man who scored the only Jets touchdown in Super Bowl III. Matt Snell passed away today at the age of, I believe, 81. Rest in peace, Matt Snell. Uh, some people feel that he was the real MVP of Super Bowl III, even though that went to Joe Namath. But thank you, Matt Snell, for being a part of that team. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on Geno Smith coming to the New York Jets. He's already here. So let's see what happens with Carson Wentz. And if Geno Smith is able to win the starting job in 2026, this is his chance to redeem himself. Whether it's him or Carson Wentz, I know we got Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor, but listen, with Brees Hall coming back and hopefully Braylon Allen will be 100% healthy, and with that young offensive line, honestly, I think the Jets need to go ground and pound and rely on that defense, much the way the Jets did in 2009 and 2010 under Rex Ryan. But those are my thoughts on Geno Smith. This is the operator.